Hey, everybody loves to go out to eat, but do we really think about what happens behind those kitchen doors when we go out to those restaurants we love? Probably not. That's why we put this show together with the man who's been behind the doors and in front of the doors and building the doors and shaking the doors for a long time here, Chef Pascal. Welcome, sir.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here, and I'm very excited to have a great conversation with my very good friend and guest today. His name is Chad
Kearns.
And, you know, we always talk about cuisine and chef and Orange County restaurant scene, but don't forget about the wine side of the restaurant.
Wine. You're a Frenchman. Did you ever drink wine?
Sure. Actually, that's our first thing we do just after the milk bottle, you know. And
Give you a little wine bottle.
it doesn't take much time to get initiation to wine, and but the best thing these days, you know, and it's like Back to the Future. We have now some wineries in Orange County. I'm not saying vineyards, but wineries.
Right.
And our guest is going to explain what the difference will between the winery and the vineyard. But we're great winemakers, and we can call Orange County a wine region.
It's not an appellation, is it? It's
no,
not an official
no.
appellation.
But it's fine because this is make it a bit more boutique. and so the Chad winery is the Giracci,
Winery.
and doesn't mean it sounds kind of Italian, but it's not. It's really local.
Why would an Irishman create an Italian winery here?
I married an Italian woman.
That's it. That's
Yeah. Okay. So maybe she's a tester. You know.
she does test the wine.
Yeah. So
So take us to the story. How,
yeah.
why, where you're in healthcare. We were talking about this before.
yeah.
You still
The
are.
thing is, because this was not the original.
You're not a winemaker
work,
by
you
trade.
know,
or
the original-
choice.
No, a chemist by trade, actually,
Yes.
pharmacist, which wine has a lot of chemistry, acid-base balance,
Makes sense.
concentrations of various things. So that was kind of a nice transition. But no, healthcare's high stress, and I always felt really comfortable and calm when I was out wine tasting and spending time walking around with a glass of wine in my hand all over
So
California.
you mean drinking wine is therapeutic?
Yes, it is therapeutic.
There's some
as long as
value
you,
to it.
as long as you keep it in moderation.
Yes.
That's right.
But
So it's just that tasting experience, and you said, this would be fun to do.
you know, I met several people who had wineries, and I also have a friend who does wine tours around the world. And he would send me to Europe and France, and I would meet the owners. And we'd chat, we'd talk, and I always thought that it would be a great plan B. That's how it started.
But why picking Silverado Canyon or not maybe not buying a winery or a space
In Santa Barbara. or
Santa
something.
Barbara, Paso Robles, because really your style as well. Yeah.
Right. I did look in Paso. I looked in Paso for a long time in the late 90s. And they were started with, it was 29 wineries in Paso Robles when I started looking. And I made full price offers on a number of different properties. And I would even look in the rearview mirror of the car as I was driving off, wondering who was following me on, because I lost out to vineyards from Fetzer and Jess Jackson and
Big names,
big names, yeah. So it was tough. They grew from 29 wineries to 400 wineries in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
So I licked my wounds a little bit in Paso and came down, and my daughter was an equestrian, and she was looking for a horse. And we went out to a property in Silverado, and it was an old dilapidated horse ranch. And my wife and I looked at it, and
How long ago?
it was 2004, 2003 when I saw it.
Not that long ago.
No, I started making offers in 2004, and they finally accepted one in 2005.
Yeah, I remember when it was just an equestrian place.
Yep.
And we just we were renting stalls for
Yep.
people to keep their horses, and you were maintaining.
That was when we first started. It had 2 large horse barns, and it was a way to get some things going to cover some expenses.
Yes,
And
Isn't there where's the polo field out there? Isn't
there is a polo field. It's in Silverado Canyon, up in the canyon. It's
Yeah.
OC Orange County Polo.
They were in
Club.
here once years ago.
So I have to say, if you go to Silverado Canyon to its place, you feel like, is this what was Orange County before? Maybe it looked
That's
like
what we were talking about
unchanged.
before. I asked the
Yeah.
question before you came in. Was this ever a wine region? You
Well,
assume all of California
You'd
was
be
at one time.
surprised. There was a lot of grapes growing around here, from here to Riverside and to San Bernardino, and then everything went away.
Yeah.
And
Because
after
of
Prohibition, all that was
also
wiped and plowed
sickness.
Well, yeah, mostly sickness. In the 1850s, there was 47 wineries in Anaheim, and most of them were white wines. It was German settlers that settled Anaheim, and
Because you all know that Anaheim means something like Anna's River. I think that's what it means. Something
correct,
like that, right?
correct. Anna's house or Anna's
Something,
River,
yeah, right.
But
German settlement, yeah.
and they were the grapes started dying from disease. They'd grow into nice vines, and then they'd just die off. And they called it, at that point, it was the Anaheim disease. And they sent a botanist over from France named Pierce,
Yeah.
and he discovered Pierce's disease, and that's what we know now is plaguing the white wine industry in Temecula and most of the South Coast AVA.
And that's a fungus or something that eats, or a bug, or
Well,
a fungus?
it's transmitted by a bug called the glassy winged sharpshooter.
It goes on the woods.
It grows under the bark at the bottom of the vine.
and rots the plant.
Correct.
So you.
So one time we had a lot of this here, and then it all died off.
Well, most of the grapes died off. So when they started planting in Temecula, they had the same disease, and everything that has been replanted. They just keep replanting it.
So, but you still grow. You have a few vine.
Yeah, we're planted to about 2 acres, and then we also had a vineyard down in Coto de Caza that I made wine with
Okay.
for quite some time. It was under my secondary label, Jumping Vines.
There's a vineyard in Bel Air too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little.
And
vineyard.
you know who owns it?
Yeah.
'Cause I was there.
Yeah.
It's the guy that owns Rupert Murdoch,
Yeah.
who owns Fox News and
Wow.
everything. He bought that estate. It's the only one licensed, because I went there. We got invited there.
They came to my restaurant years ago, and I have the first vintage.
Wow.
Wow.
One bottle.
You can't crush grapes in LA County either.
No.
You can't? Oh,
They have to
yeah.
drive them up to Ventura County
Didn't know that.
and crush the grapes and then bring them back as juice.
So now that we can transport grapes, you prefer to buy grapes and juice.
Yeah. We
Well, can we back up, because he told us that. I don't think anybody knew that. I didn't know that. What was holding back wineries here is that you had to do what? What was the requirement? And how did it change?
Temecula used to require, the county of Riverside used to require that you made wine from only grapes grown on your property.
Okay.
But they've expanded that and Riverside's allowed people to come in. Now, Orange County never had that, but also, land in Orange County does not
Pencil out for wineries?
for wineries. It doesn't really pencil out for the acreage. It is very expensive land. I mean, we're just down the street from Disneyland, 20 minutes. Send your kids to Disneyland.
Actually,
come out.
yes. I want to say about that. Talk about that. Your location is great. It's actually, you feel it's too remote, but it's not. So it's very central. You're very close to the south, San Clemente, San Juan Capistrano.
Right.
You're very close to the foothills. But now you even have a road from Foothill Ranch come to your place.
Yep.
And then you're from the north, from Chapman. And so it's very easy to
Yeah.
get there.
But can I be honest? I said this to you before. I somehow stop at Cook's Corner still.
Yeah, I know. I was
Go
going to
out,
say that.
that is
Go-
you go out and you stop around there, and
Go-
somewhere around there I start getting nervous
Go
and I
on the
turn around.
bike, have a nice ride,
My Harley.
have a little pit stop at the winery, and
Yep.
then come back.
Yep.
And I feel ashamed to say that because it's beautiful out there, but somehow I get feeling I'm kind of falling off of the world here or something.
Well, people are so used to being in the concrete jungle that they
Yeah,
they
maybe
forget
that's it.
that there's something else out there, and
Rather quickly. Yeah.
people walk out and walk on our property, and it's like getting into Sonoma or getting into Santa
It
Barbara
is.
without
I have
having
to
to drive
say,
so far.
I love driving to your vineyard and winery, and because I feel like, really in California.
Right.
You know?
The real California.
There's no modern construction. There's no office building. Nothing. And there's just.
You don't feel that when you drive around the rest of Orange County that used to be all ag and stuff
I
here,
know.
and you see an orange tree planted in the shopping center as
Yeah.
memory?
Yeah, I'm happy even when I drive here on campus. Say, there's some wildlife a little bit. At least we
A little
save
bit.
some. But it's amazing, and so now I have to say that not only your winery, you see a beautiful venues, and people, if you want to have an event, a country wedding, instead of be a destination, outside of our county, it's right there.
Right.
It's a
Right.
great place to go and have a country type of wedding.
Yeah, exactly. We have weddings all the time. We have an indoor and an outdoor. Well, we actually have several outdoor locations and one indoor location.
So when people came to you, you were going to go to Paso Robles.
Mhm.
You didn't look at Temecula because that's, again, kind of grown and whatever here. And it's gone from a handful to how many now, 30 or 40 or something?
In Temecula, I don't know the number, but there's quite a few because there's a road that connects it to Fallbrook as well. So
Yes, right.
it combines those two areas. I mean, there's probably, I don't know, say 80 or 90.
That many more.
Yeah.
So you're going to be the pioneer and put it in Orange County. Did people say to
He's
you,
a
what are you
pioneer.
doing?
He's a number one
Winery.
creating the Orange County wine country.
Yeah,
No,
we
that's it.
worked
Yeah.
together for a while. Josh Frisbee was down here, and he still has a couple locations.
That was the name I was thinking of, yes.
and Josh
Didn't he win some awards at like the Orange County Fair?
Yeah, we kind of trade off. We all win awards. I join the Orange County Fair sometimes. I do the San Francisco Chronicle. Sometimes I do Monterey.
When do you get the prize at Orange County Fair for your Zinfandel, your red Zinfandel?
Gosh, I've gotten it a few times. Starting, I think the first one was 07 or 08.
It is exceptional.
I love
Very
Red
special.
Zinfandel, so I look forward to trying that one. But so none of this is grown. You're not a vineyard. You're a winery.
Correct. We do have some vineyards and we grow some blending grapes, and I've made some dessert wine out of what I
Ooh,
make on
like that
property.
too.
But primarily what I make wine out of is what I source from literally all over California. I do Mendocino, Sonoma, Redwood Valley up above Sonoma, Napa, Sierra Foothills.
Can I ask the hard question? Is wine up or down? I hear it's down.
It's down a little bit, but we're working on that. I think.
Well, based on your success, I think they're thinking of changing the whole county's name to Wine County here. I think
I'd
that's
love it.
Now, the
Grape
reason,
County.
I think people still appreciate wine as much as before, but there's so much choice now.
Maybe.
Well, what people are looking for, or what the studies say people are looking for, is an experience.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they're not looking to go to a bar and buy a glass of wine. They get to watch a guy mix their cocktail and shake it up, and that's their show and their experience. And I think that's sort of where we're headed with the winery. We're revamping our tour schedules, and going to be doing some experiences where
Because you have tours, but also you have a wine tasting room.
Yep.
Is it open every day?
it's open on Saturdays and Sundays right now.
Yeah,
We used to be open on Friday, but we, no one would come in until at the end of the day, and
Yeah.
they'd come in for an hour. And,
But I have to say, it's actually, you may say the wine is down, but actually there's more interest for people to learn more about wine because they don't have much. Not everybody has good wine education.
right.
And me being French, they want to know more about all my French wine, the Bordeaux, the Burgundy, things like that. And so, as a chef caterer, I do more and more wine dinners, home wine dinners.
Right.
And I talk about the wine.
And I think that's the point he's saying is that people love the experience of tasting
Exactly.
wine, trying
So,
wine,
'cause-
getting taught about wine, learning about wine. Yeah.
Not to brag, but I was a sommelier in Lyon.
Okay.
And I have some good wine knowledge. And so I can talk about wine. I just don't read label and make up. I just know about wine.
I
so.
thought you just made it up. I didn't know. Do you know this stuff here?
Yeah, a little bit of experience.
Well, I'm 110% behind you guys here because my wife 20 years ago, as I mentioned, when in between her banking career, got laid off and went down to Temecula just on a lark and got a job running a wine tasting room down there. And it was the wine wasn't that great,
So-
but the experience was great.
So
People had a ball
Some from banking
to wine.
to wine and from pharmaceutical to wine.
Yep.
All these connections.
I
you know.
appreciate. We had the same fantasy dream. Wouldn't it be wonderful to own a little place? We could let's save up, honey, and do this.
Well, you know how to make $1 million in the wine industry.
No,
You start with two.
Sorry, I knew that joke. Yeah.
But at least you can have some good time in between.
It's a different life. It's very relaxing.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've gone wine tasting in Europe. It's a very different experience
Very
over there.
different, very different.
But
How so is it different? I
Well,
picture
I
everywhere you
think
go, it's just wine tasting.
It
and
is different. It's also different there by the wine region. If you go to Bordeaux, if you don't make plans ahead, you won't get any wine tasting.
correct.
If you go to Burgundy, you can almost knock at the door.
really, just pull up, knock on the door. You got some
Yeah.
wine?
And
Yeah,
so-
same with the Loire. But
Yeah.
depending on the region, you get different reactions and,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
different levels of wine.
Sure.
Um,
Don't put down any wine region.
Yeah.
It's people taste, people
Right.
choice.
Right. The Loire, with Cab Franc, it's much lighter wine than
yeah,
Bordeaux.
yeah.
But you
Yeah.
get the same Cab Franc in Bordeaux.
I know so little about French wine because we've always just gone and visited California wineries. And you go to the store. I think that's part of the problem too. There is over the last 20 years. I don't want to say this with your winemaker here. But it seems like there's a glut of wineries. Everybody had this dream, and so there were millions of them that opened up in all these wine regions here. And now I don't know, how could I possibly know all these wines?
Well, and that's why we're headed back toward education.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, "Oh, I don't like red wine," because they don't know anything about it. But
Yeah.
if you pour them a glass and sit and talk with them about it,
Absolutely.
and teach them the flavors, and I have a L'Aînesse de Vin.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It's a kit. It has 52 different scents,
flavors, yeah.
and it's all olfactory. So you smell it, and you can train yourself to identify those
You can
flavors.
actually, and to smell them and to taste them. And that's what my wine
Okay.
loving
So-
wife discovered here, is that there is a way to drink wine and to teach your palate.
Our brain is amazing because with experience, you memorize. You tell me a wine, or in my brain, I can test it.
You can
'Cause
taste it in your brain.
You remember.
Oh,
And then
you can recall that taste, yeah.
I recall my test, and I recall the test, and then I do wine pairing from that memory.
Right. Well, you were saying earlier that you like Zinfandel.
Love Zinfandel.
What does Zinfandel taste like to you?
It's spicier. It's got a bolder flavor to it. So many wines are just kind of bland. They teach them they make them for everybody, so nobody likes it. That's what I associate with Zinfandel. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I think.
And sometimes jamminess, a little sweet.
Yes,
Although it's dry, still sweet. Maybe a little strawberry flavor in it. So you can probably taste a little bit of
I
that.
can. I'm sometimes my little
Yeah,
my taste buds are firing here.
strawberry slash blackberries,
Correct.
cantaloupe,
Correct.
And yet,
squeeze berry fruit.
when I
yeah.
came of age in California wineries in the '80s, you know, when I moved to California here, there was all whites and crappy wine like that, you know. So people still think, oh, that's what it
Well,
is, just that pink
Well,
fake
we
stuff.
make a
there.
rosé and people think it's white
Yeah,
symphony.
once you know that the Chablis can be a good wine, you know, that's
Oh.
also amazing.
Because
Yeah.
I always thought that was a crappy wine too,
Yeah,
Chablis, right?
yeah,
Because it's
so-
just
so, yeah.
it's
And
just Gallo.
so,
No, sorry, Gallo.
so you like also the farming. You
The
have that in
soil,
your blood.
the-
Yeah.
Well, you've known me for a while. I like to cook too, and that's what farming gives you. You know, you can go to the grocery stores around Orange County, and you can buy tomatoes and you can buy vegetables, but do you really know what
Oh.
a tomato tastes like?
No.
Because you buy them all year long. That's
Right,
the problem.
right. But they're shipped in from some other country at certain times when they're not ripening here in America.
Yeah.
But it takes so long to get here. They pick them very green, and they ripen, but not on the vine.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
fruits and vegetables that ripen on the tree or the vine, they have a different flavor.
And is that
that's-
what you grow at your place? Here?
we grow a lot. We have apples, pears,
Oh, you have
plums,
apples and stuff. Oh, now you really got me piqued my
plums,
interest here.
pluots, nectarines,
It's a
peaches.
good climate for fruit trees. Yeah.
Is it really?
Persimmons, figs.
I grew up in Michigan and in Wisconsin, a place like a big apple country here.
Yep.
And in fact, we had apple orchards all around where I grew
Does,
up there.
does the Silverado Canyon has more an higher level of rain than the rest of Orange County?
No, we get about the same amount of rain. Our land is actually right in the mouth of a river, though. So there's an underwater aquifer. Our water
Okay.
table sits at about 29 or 30 feet.
Okay.
So
that
like the
that
vines.
low? Wow. Okay.
The vines actually found the water. I don't really water them much anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
Good,
they're getting their own water.
And is it
Right.
truthful to say, somebody told me years ago that vines grow best in rocky, rugged soil? They have to sort of struggle to find.
They have to struggle. They love to find their way through down the ground. you know?
Yeah, well, it's like the grapes are their kids, and as a parent, if you've got kids, you know that you're going to do whatever it takes to make that kid survive,
Yeah.
and they give their best to every grape that grows on it.
And this is why when in the winter you think the vine are dead,
Yeah.
but they're not.
Yeah.
And suddenly you have to trim them. And suddenly, oh, boom! Like now they're going to start
They're
to
sprouting up.
sprout.
Yeah, they haven't started yet. We've had a really weird winter. It was fairly warm until almost the end of December,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then we got a little bit of cold. We're about to get a storm.
Yes, right.
But it is good to have we had a good rains
Oh, yeah.
a couple of weeks
Yeah,
ago
it's-
that will help.
It's beautiful right now. Our
Yeah.
property is very
Oh,
green.
it's green. Okay.
Can I put you on hold for 1 second? If somebody's calling in for our
Oh.
next show, and I just got to make sure that he understands, I'm going to put him on hold here. So hang on. We're going to just
Can
freeze.
we still
freeze-
talk?
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to talk here, and we're in the same room here. So hang on 1 second here. Terribly rude to do
So-
that. Sorry, we're trying to jam too much in here today at OC Talk Radio. We've got somebody calling in, the director of The Wiz, which is playing in the Sagerstrom
Oh, wonderful.
Center right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
He's calling in 10 minutes. So we got about 5 minutes
I'm
left
seeing
to go
that
here.
tonight.
Are you seeing that tonight?
I am.
Okay, there you go. Well,
Yeah.
this is the young guy that directed it, young African-American
So
guy.
I want to talk
directing.
about you have once a month you have a farmers market.
Correct. We have a farmers market. We have a number of different vendors that come out, food vendors as well as produce and various crafts and various trinkets and things.
Actually, this coming Sunday. That's the last Sunday of the month. Every
Correct.
month. So I will be there.
Yep.
So if you want to join me and
If you want to see the
me-
famous Chef Pascal picking it, like a picture behind him here, sniffing and picking,
yes,
and
I meet our local winemaker, Chad, and his wife Linda. They're very lovely.
So
And,
why am I'm going to first admit I've never been there. And when he told me about it, I said, why haven't I ever been there? It's so close. I live in, not that far away. I live in like Ladera area, Las Flores area here. And it's a hop, skip, and a jump
that's
to come
why I
out there.
want to present
Highlight, yeah.
here to our larger
Because
audience.
that's the kind of place I love to go. I want to go experience real food and watch people make wine and taste it and learn about it and everything.
And quickly, I have to say, my friend Chad and his wife, Linda, been very supportive of Orange County culinary world, the restaurant and the chef, supporting some of our charity events with the chef and things like that. They're very, I don't want to say generous because I don't want everybody to go say, hey, can I have
I'm going to
some
force him to
wine?"
give you something here. He's so
But-
generous and
So, but you're involved because first you like to show your wine.
Right.
You want your wine to be on a wine list
Right.
as much as possible as local wine.
Right.
You know, what's the it's an extra charm. Every experience going to a restaurant and say, oh, Orange County wine. And
Right.
they should
wouldn't
have that and-
I always wonder, wouldn't everybody who comes to visit here, to go to Disneyland, to go to the resorts, the Pendry, all those kind of places, wouldn't they want to try something local?
You would think, yeah. But unfortunately, people are creatures of habit, and that's how I've discovered a lot of the wines that I've drank over the years. Is you go to a restaurant, and if the wine captain or the sommelier tells you, oh, if you like that wine, you might want to try this one.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like a bartender.
Right.
You know, you have to sell on the product. Say, you know, so the captain of a restaurant that knows his wine list say, hey, you'd be amazed to see that we have a wine, a local wine in Orange
You're
County
hired,
I want
chef.
you to
You're
try.
going to have to go out and talk the wine here.
Yes.
I'm sorry, we're going to have to wrap this up in 1 minute. How do people find you? How do they get there? And when will you come back? Because I'm sorry we had to cut
And
this short.
also,
today.
I would love to talk because just stay tuned. And the website is amazing. And there's my friend Chad has some ideas of future
Events
things
and stuff?
happening, events at
Well, because you've talked about cooking out there or something, maybe.
maybe.
We're talking about restaurants.
Okay, so how do they find you?
We're www.giracci.com. We have events and things on our website, and then you can also go to ocwinespiritfest.com.
And when is that coming out?
The Wine and Spirits Fest will be in March. It's right around it's the weekend, I think, after St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, and do you change the winery back to Kearns and call it an Irish winery for one weekend? Maybe.
I'd love to.
And I have to say for the catering and events, they do have a preferred caterers list.
Correct.
There's not just stuck with one caterer.
Oh,
They
good.
have,
Okay.
Yeah, we do have a list.
list there.
So you can provide all the amenities for wines and special events and everything. But I'm ashamed. I'm going to go out there and check this out. Will you invite us to the wine festival? We'd love to come wine and spirit thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We'd love to come cover it and show people more of what's out
Yeah,
there.
and
Sounds
there-
great.
And you'll see the beautiful barns and everything and the space. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. And will you come back? Because next time, I'm really, one, because I feel bad we had to cut this short. And two, because I'm hoping you'll bring back some more.
I was going to say I'll bring wine next time.
Thank you, Chad.
Thanks, Pascal.
very much.
Thanks so much for joining
see you.
us here today.
My best to Linda.
I will. My best to Chris.
All right, well, there's a little shortened version of what's behind the kitchen doors here. Stick around. We've got more coming your way here as we interview the director of The Wiz. I think you all guys are all going to see The Wiz tonight or something. We got a lot more coming up here on Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center.